Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. We're playing Balance the Phone. We're going to be talking about you getting a headache and dizzy from me moving the phone up and down. Oh my goodness. All right. Got a great question from a subscriber, and that is Economic Ninja, buying a little more, quote unquote, of necessities is one thing, but what does a retiree do trying to preserve the buying power of their life savings? That's a rough question right now because throughout history, that has always been answered by, well, you need an inflation hedge, like gold, silver, things like that. But due to crazy manipulation in paper markets and derivatives, things like that, naked short selling, all of that stuff, over the last, let's say, well, definitely since 1971, when we were taking off the gold standard, gold has always been slow to react in high inflation times. The last time this really it really ramped up, well, two times, was definitely the late 70s when gold just absolutely spiked into 1980. But then also during the run up of 2005 to essentially what in my opinion, or from 2000 till 2011, right? When all of a sudden there's this massive growth of money that printed money that came into the system. The thing is, though, is it's always slow to react in those times because of the paper derivatives market. So the first thing, and don't take this as investment advice, but this is how I view it. This is how I've dealt with it. I have to break my investment portfolio up into these pots, and I like them to be equally sized when it comes to inflation hedges. So you have gold, silver. Some people like gold over silver. I like silver over gold. And you have these certain size pots, right? And then you have purchasing ahead of time food and necessities, things like that. For retirees, a lot of retirees do not own their home. That is one thing that I think is very important. If you have the ability to pay off your home, you need to do that, okay? Because you need stability, right? Another thing is looking, because this is a very broad question. Are you in debt? What kind of debt are you in? Do you have credit card debt? Do you have car payments? Those are things that could really hurt retirees because they have got a certain amount of debt on their books. And then if inflation creeps in food, insurance, any other lifestyle purchases they have, then they get completely hammered. So you want to be able to take that debt out of the way. So I think that's very important. Another thing is you're in a time right now where something called Bitcoin and blockchain is exploding in value. And a lot of people are like poo-pooing it, for lack of better terms, obviously. And I think you have to seriously look into why it's exploding and what it is. Because a lot of people also, I'll just do it again, hashtag poo-poo, the idea of technology stocks in the early 90s. And then by the late 90s, everybody was losing their mind. And they're going to do that about crypto too. They're going to lose their mind. They're going to mortgage their homes. They're going to get all into it. And then it's going to tank, and it's not going to tank forever. It's going to go through these different cycles, and it's going to feel like the end of the world. But you need to look into it now and understand why it's exploding, because that could be another pot of investment, okay? So the problem is that is one of the hardest things you could answer. And I can only answer for myself. But Bitcoin is becoming an inflation hedge in the sense that it is a deflationary asset, because every year there's less and less of it available and the demand is rising. So as the supply is going down, the demand is rising until eventually all of the Bitcoins that will have ever been mined will be out there. All right. And I know it's a really hard thing for people that are older, especially even in my age bracket, in their 40s, to understand what's going on and how that works. It's a totally new thing. But just so you know, the internet was a totally new thing in the early 90s when people were like scratching their head going, this isn't going to be viable. We're not going to send mail electronically. It's never going to work. They're going to be saying, laughing about the Katie Couric moment when it comes to blockchain too. So I hope that answers some questions, guys. Please, again, your questions are what inspire videos, and it's really hard with broad base because I can't, sit and look at somebody's specific, if I looked at your debts and your assets, I go, oh, look at this, move this, change this, refi this, boom, 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 and this will pay off this debt, and it's super easy. But a general question like that is really tough. So, but I do sincerely thank you for it. So with that being said, guys, I thank you for your time. The Economic Ninja is out.